This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
I just got done talking about what a good job I think Jen Psaki is doing over on MSNBC, despite the fact that she is a part of a large corporate media organization. I think she's doing some heavy lifting, and that's a good job. This weekend on her show, she interviewed Sarah Matthews. You may remember Sarah Matthews, who was a former Donald Trump associate to Donald Trump's staffer in the White House. And in the wake of the insurrection, she's kind of changed her tune. She testified before the House Select Committee investigating the insurrection and really laid bare the agenda of Donald Trump. And I struggle with this particular aspect. That in this clip I'm getting ready to play you, she does say that, look, if it's a binary choice between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, this Republican, this conservative is going to vote for Joe Biden. For the sake of democracy, she'll vote for Joe Biden. It doesn't make her an ally politically because she says, I'm here for Nikki Haley. I hope Nikki Haley wins. But if it's a choice between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, I'm going to choose Joe Biden. And that's the correct choice. We can talk about some of my issues on the other side of the clip, but let's get to this first. And then I will express some hesitation of holding her high on my shoulders like she's some kind of a champion, because after all, she was working for Donald Trump at the end of the administration, having seen everything that was there. Now I'm doing what I said I would do after the clip. Here's the clip, and let's talk about it on the other side.
So let me ask you, you've been very clear you don't want President Trump to be back in the White House. You've courageously talked about the threat. You are a Republican. That's why you joined the White House. You've worked for Republican candidates. Are you open to supporting Joe Biden?
Yeah, I have said that if it is a choice between Donald Trump and Joe Biden in a general election, that even if I don't agree with the policies of President Biden, that I would put policy aside and I would cast my vote for him for democracy, because I look at Donald Trump and this is someone who has shown us that he will not uphold the Constitution. And so there's no question in my mind then that I would be voting for Joe Biden. But I will say right now, my support has been with Nikki Haley. I'm really encouraged to see her performance last night in South Carolina. I know she lost, but look, she garnered 40% of the vote. And that shows that there is a faction in the Republican Party that wants to leave Donald Trump behind. And so it gives me hope for the future.
That's good. We shouldn't turn up our noses at a vote. I do wonder, though, what changed? I wonder how Sarah Matthews is able to navigate the waters of hypocrisy so adroitly that she knew about Donald Trump's willingness to not uphold the Constitution, to violate the Constitution, to jettison the principles of self-governance and democracy itself. She knew about this. She had to have known about this while she was a staffer in the White House on the date of the insurrection, on January 6, 2021. But 14 or so days before the end of his term, she was still there, working for Donald Trump, forwarding the agenda of Donald Trump, making sure that his policy prescriptions were met. And then somehow it was the insurrection that opened her eyes. I don't get it. It's the same criticism I have for Chris Christie, who was there for Donald Trump. All the criticisms he has for Donald Trump now existed in the campaign in 2016. We've known. So what is it? Is it media notoriety? I don't know. Is it the chance of being president in Chris Christie's case? I think that's likely. But it's important. It's more important that she vote for Donald or for Joe Biden if it's a binary situation. If it's just a choice between the two, it's more important that we get that vote. And it's more important that we convince others of the danger of Donald Trump that he absolutely poses to get the chance of him winning gone. Because look, Donald Trump is not long for this world. He is an old man. He's an unhealthy, he's got chocolate ice cream running through his veins instead of blood. He's got Big Mac sauce That's what lubricates his joints. He's not a healthy guy. So it's very unlikely that there will be a 2028 stab at the presidency on the part of Donald Trump. This is our moment to shut him down. This is the moment to take the wind out of the sails of MAGA world that really wasn't into politics until Donald Trump came along and he gave them permission to be the worst versions of themselves publicly. You know, a lot of Nazis on Twitter and online who are no longer anonymous, who used to be, because they feel emboldened by Donald Trump's hatred and bigotry and xenophobia and fascism. Anyway, what do you think? I would love to have a conversation about this. Am I being radical? Look, it's a question I grapple with a lot, about not being black and white about things and leaving some room for some gray. And this is one of those things that I have a very difficult time dealing with, is these people who really, they've given no reasons other than for why they're no longer Trump. What opened their eyes? I always ask that question. Am I being radical? Anyway, I'd love to know. We can talk about it in the comments. I would encourage that. That would trigger YouTube to share my content to new viewers, and that is great. Not just for the channel, but also for the dissemination of the truth and standing up as a champion for democracy, which I think is something we all color ourselves as. You can also leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore everywhere. And if you appreciate what I do, if I bring you value, and only if I do, please consider supporting this work, helping produce this work. Click the join button below this video. On YouTube, become a channel member for $2 a month. Hit the super thanks button, same deal on YouTube. You can also go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast, and help support and produce this work. I'm on social media at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. And I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine, be genuine, be genuine, and take care of one another.